Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
Happy Sunday! My hair is wet. I just took a shower and I'm letting it air dry because I've kind of recently rediscovered the natural texture of my hair. It has a bit of a wave pattern to it, and when I let it dry naturally, one, it's really good for your hair anyway to not use heat products like a hair dryer, but also when I let it dry naturally, I get like this really consistent wave pattern and I really like it. So I've been trying to better style my hair just to make it easier in the morning and stuff, and also kind of like back to the hair dryer thing, to limit heat on my hair. So that is what I have been kind of working on lately. I'm also in the market for some other hair curling items because I do really like my hair curled. So drop your links below if you have a curling iron or hair curling device that you absolutely adore, because I definitely want to check it out. It's Sunday, which means it is the beginning of a new week. We have started a little bit of prep for the week. We have our live stream tonight, which I'm excited about because I did not do pretty much any writing this week on Curse of Blood and Sight, and I want to finish this book as soon as I can. So that's the big goal this week. Write as much as possible. I am determined to set aside more time for this. I last week talked with you guys a little bit about kind of a new method I have going, using Friday afternoons for writing as well as the live stream, and I am still doing that, but I feel a little like it's crunch time now. Like I really need to finish this book because I have a loose date for editing with my editor for July. So if I am going to finish this book and then do my own self-edit, I need to finish it real soon in the month of June so that I have the time to do that properly, make my own adjustments, and then also get it to my editor in July. So that's the goal, is to work really hard to get that done. I also still don't have clients at the therapy office, and so this would be a really good time to do a lot of that heavy lifting, because I may have to use a little bit of writing time just to do prep and get used to the systems down at the therapy office. So I keep telling myself this to try and help motivate a few later nights for writing time, because I know in the long run it's going to make things a lot easier as I get clients and transition to that kind of a work day. Whew! Happy Wednesday! I know I talked a lot about my whole schedule thing and how my schedule keeps changing. I cannot even count the number of times I have mentioned schedule here on YouTube or just anywhere else, but I'm talking about it again because, guys, I feel like I finally figured it out, and it was a combination of me, like, honestly just needing to get real with myself and do less, which is strange to say. So a little background information: I have only ever worked in an education setting. I don't know what it's like in the actual real work world. I don't know what like a normal amount of work that should be like asked of me looks like. I don't know what that looks like. I don't even know what a normal scheduled work day looks like, because the job I had before required that I do more tasks than what were like written on your job description, and also required that in order to do all of those things, it required extra time. And then you were also somewhat on the clock at all times in case some emergency or something came up that needed to be addressed, which was more often than you would think. So my work day and my experience in the work world before now was really, really hectic. I had no idea that like you could honestly work only the hours that are expected of you, and only those, not just that, but I forget that like workers' rights are a thing. And like this last week, I have been not taking a lunch and just eating at my desk and working through lunch, honestly, just because I'm used to that. That's what I'm used to doing, not taking a lunch, not getting that time, and multitasking through everything. And it's been a learning process because it kind of required my employer and some people around me to point out that like, hey, you need to clock out and get lunch and actually go somewhere else. Never have I been in a workplace where I have been like politely kicked out the door so that I can take the time that I deserve. It's wild. And I feel a little bit emotional about it right now just because it has been such a journey getting to this place. And I'm talking about this because I feel like I have finally figured out how writing healthy, like a healthy amount, works into my schedule. And I'll tell you what I did. So it does go back to some of that like multitasking and working all the time, but writing to me feels a little bit different. Yes, it is a job to me. I do earn income from writing, but I really enjoy doing it, and it's what I would prefer to be doing full time. So what I did yesterday was I came in, I worked 8 to about like 11:30, and then I took a lunch, and I ate my lunch, and I sat in my car and I wrote, and unbelievably, before I was back at 12:30, I think it was, I wrote 1,500 words on my laptop, and that's insane. I am so proud of myself for that. And it took me just a short amount of time. And so I'm learning that, I mean, I already knew that I perform better under a little bit of pressure, and I work really well with deadlines. And I don't work well when my time is micromanaged at all. Definitely don't work well with that. And so having like an hour at lunch to write and just using the time, dissociating into my worlds, worked really well. And then I was able to go home. I went home a little early. I went home at 4 yesterday. And then I got to sit and have family time. And for the first time in my like whole life as a working person with a career, I did not feel like unable to enjoy my time in the evening. I was able to spend time with Finn, get Finn a bath. None of that felt like a struggle. I could actually enjoy the time. Even though even though things get stressful sometimes with kids, I was able to enjoy those moments too. And then sit and watch TV with my husband. And then, yeah, I'm a little tired today because I stayed up a bit late. But I don't feel exhausted in the same way that I did before. And I honestly think it's just because some of the pressure, the expectations, and some of that uncredited workload has been removed, and it is crazy to me. So I am so excited to be able to tell you guys that I finally figured out where writing works into my new schedule. Not just that, but I am just as productive as I was before when I was trying to squish it in to my evenings to the best of my ability. So I'm so happy. I really just needed to share that and get that off my chest because it just blows my mind thinking about how different things are now than 1 year ago. Oh my gosh. And if you've stuck around with me for any length of time, then you may be able to see how much calmer and like less going on there is right now in my life. Speaking of less going on, because of all the transition and things, I've gotten away from a lot of the things I also want to bring back, which is the Wednesday videos here on YouTube. I have one planned for today. I don't know that it's going up today. I may be able to record some things at lunch today to include in them, but also I don't want my lunch to become all of that YouTube video. And so I'm gonna have to be kind of careful. I don't want it to be entirely that. I also want it to be writing. So we will see. I don't know, but I really want to bring the Wednesday videos back. So suggest things below that you might like to see or hear, and we can maybe bring them to the channel. So that's it for now. I will update you guys later. Oh, the writing update. I need to close out the Google form for ARC applications for Trial of Flame and Wings. That needs to close out tomorrow because Friday ARCs go out for Trial of Flame and Wings, which is super, super exciting. And as far as drafting goes right now for Curse of Wings and Darkness, Curse of Blood and Sight, book 2, I am currently 71,336 words, I think is what I wrote. I double checked it because I was so impressed with myself. So I think that's where I am. I feel so good. I cannot wait to bring this book to you. Oh, I just feel so much better. Okay, that's it. I'll stop going on. I will stop. I will come back to you guys with actual writing stuff later. No more talk on my schedule. I keep saying that, but it probably won't be true. I'll come back to you guys later. Hello, it's Monday, which is weird because these vlogs are supposed to go out on Sunday and I forgot. This weekend we went to a birthday party out of town, so we stayed out of town, got a hotel, and we came back on Sunday. And honestly, I was a little bit overwhelmed, and also the entire week had just been completely off. So I got all mixed up and forgot to do the vlog, which has never, ever happened to me before. It was bizarre, but here we are. So I have a few things I need to wrap up and start for this week. So this is where I leave you guys. Thank you for sticking around with me. I have a lot of fun things coming to YouTube this week, some other things planned and in the works. Should be a really, really busy week in author life with Amy Prokopis. So thank you guys for sticking around for that. I appreciate you. Check all the links in the description box. Make sure to like this video because it helps a ton. Subscribe if you think this is interesting and would like to see more, because I put stuff out at least weekly, if not more than that. So thank you guys so much for following along with me. Read books, be kind. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.